Naked and Afraid Season 18 Episode 5 Review. Hey good people, and welcome back to the channel. If I had to give this episode a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 4. It was nice to see one of the Naked and Afraid legends come back to help a new crew of survivalists, but I ultimately was not impressed with the performance of the survivalist, and I expected much more from an episode like this. The episode's challenge takes place in Mexico, and it's a mentor episode in which a Naked and Afraid vet comes back to help their respective team get through the 21-day challenge. The vet who comes back for this episode was Laura. She has 5 Naked and Afraid challenges under her belt, and she has never tapped out before. Joining Laura was Malik and Justin. Malik is a camper who loves being in the woods, and he loves to build shelter. Justin is a retired MMA fighter and a hiker who essentially does not know when to give up. But both of these new survivalists come into a challenge with their own issues. Malik has an extremely fast metabolism, which means that he requires a steady source of food in order to function properly. So signing up for Naked and Afraid might not have been the best move for Malik to make. Justin, on the other hand, identified as somebody who loves to suffer. And when I hear survivalists on Naked and Afraid claiming that they love to suffer, to me, it means that they like to work hard and not smart, which is not always the best formula for success on the show. But when the episode begins, Laura forms a quick bond with Malik and Justin. The chemistry that they form together is instant, and I like how Laura didn't come into the situation as if she were better than Malik and Justin just because she had more experience being on the show. The group was able to migrate to their respective camping site, and everybody was on the same page when it came to what needed to be done to get their shelter in order. But then the issue of food, or the lack thereof, came into the picture, and I will say that production really didn't do this group any favors when it came to the location for this challenge. This location was one of the most unhospitable places for catching food that I've ever seen on Naked and Afraid. Don't get me wrong, there was plenty of iguanas, turtles, small fish, and crocs, and other forms of wildlife, but the group had a failure rate of catching protein that was somewhere in the ballpark of over 90%. Malik, who was skin and bones while heading into this challenge, became a pile of bones before deciding to tap out. And I don't blame Malik for tapping out, because a challenge like this isn't worth going to the hospital or losing one's life over. Furthermore, I think that if Malik were to ever try a Naked and Afraid challenge in the future, he needs to go on a strict 4,000 calorie a day diet to build up his fat stores so that he can last longer than he did. And again, I understand that he has a fast metabolism, but at some point of eating unhealthy foods and not working out regularly, the weight will start to pile on. But one of the disappointing aspects of seeing Malik tap out was then seeing Laura ask herself if there was anything she could have done to help Malik out. This was disappointing because Malik was crying out for help when it came to the food. I think that any little bit of protein could have been a difference maker and a morale booster for Malik. And I think with enough protein, he would have stayed till the end of the challenge. But once Malik leaves, then Laura and Justin put some pep in their step and secure food. They ultimately catch a little baby iguana, and they exhaust a ton of energy when trying to catch a bigger iguana and some turtles. The remaining portion of this episode was bittersweet because we as the viewing audience get to see Laura and Justin rally to the finish line, but they do so while experiencing repeated failures when trying to catch much needed food. As a team, they also take some ill-advised gambles when it comes to building a platform on the lagoon where crocs swim so that they can have some hope of grabbing turtles, as well as deciding to hike through unmapped territory in order to get to their extraction point. Nevertheless, this episode was solid, but it was not an episode that I would be in a hurry to watch again. I would like to see Justin on a future episode of Naked and Afraid, and I would like Malik to come back next season for his redemption episode. Well, this marks the end of the review. What did you think about the episode? Did you like it or dislike it, and why? Feel free to leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.